All right. Well, we got Coach here on first day of season. You guys got out early this morning, did a run. Going to do another run later this afternoon. Just talk about you're finally in season for 2023.
Yeah, it was a great morning. Both teams are super excited to be together finally after a long summer. And we drove up north to a dirt road with some rolling hills, and which kind of added to the excitement. They love getting out there and running at Terrapin Creek. And so, yeah, it was a good morning. It was a session that really kind of tested their strength, to kind of see where we're at in that regards. And so I thought both sides did pretty well.
So your men's side has a lot of returners. It's been a very young squad for the last couple of years, but now you're starting to get some juniors in there, some sophomores, guys like Jack that ran really well last year. Just kind of talk about the makeup of that side.
Yeah, like you said, everybody's got a year of experience at least, right? So a lot of juniors and sophomores, and so they kind of understand what it takes to compete at this level. At this point, it's just we've got a really good group of guys. I couldn't tell you, who is going to be leading the pack, or who our top five is going to be. I think it's exciting right now because we've got a really good group of 7, 8, 9 guys that are competing well against each other in practice, or at least they did today. So I think that's the exciting part, is just having a really good group of guys that have some experience and that are hungry to go out there and show that that they belong in Conference USA and ready to compete.
And then on your women's side, the ladies are a little bit lower in numbers wise, not as many of them, but you've still got some really good veterans there on that side as well. You've got Sierra, Betty, Trinity, and several others, and you've got one newcomer. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah, we have Lorna coming in as a freshman, and I expect she should be able to, really make an impact on the roster. But like you said, again, some girls that have some experience. Betty's ran at an extremely high level, both in track and in cross country in the past. But just super impressed with how Lindsay looks right now. Lindsay had a really really good summer. And just her fitness is, I think, at the best that it's been, at least since I've been here at Jacksonville State. And same with Anna. Anna worked really hard this summer, and she's starting to continue to get better with just kind of believing in herself and getting that confidence. And so, it's a smaller squad, but I really feel good about the girls that we have on the roster. And again, bringing some experience back always helps us as we get ready for the season to begin.
So you've got a little over a week to do all your training and stuff, and then you hit the ground running with the annual Foothills Invitational down the road in Oxford. Just talk about that first event, and then you guys will actually be hosting 2 weeks later up in Huntsville with the showcase. So just kind of talk about starting the season off with those back-to-back meets.
Yeah, busy start for a head coach as meet director, but it's just two really good opportunities to get out, to run on courses that we know. Obviously, the Foothills Invitational, I think, is in the 17th year. And so, being able to carry on that tradition, I think we've got around 30 teams that are going to be attending that race or that meet. So a quality meet to start, close to home, and then again, the showcase race a couple weeks later is going to be another course that they've ran on a lot in the last couple years. Again, 40 plus teams going to be there. Pretty highly competitive meet at that one. So just two really good courses to start the season with, that are close to home and allow us to really sleep in our own beds for the most part. Kind of get a lot of quality training in early and see some really good teams along the way.
So you got here at Jack State kind of in the middle of last spring. You got some of the outdoor season for track and field, but you're really heading into your first fall season with the cross-country squad. Just kind of talk about your expectations for this fall going forward.
Yeah, we've talked about as a group, we just want to see a lot of growth with both the men and the women on both sides. But I've been telling them, doesn't matter. The past is the past. But we have a really, really good group on both the men's and women's side. There's some talent there. I think just getting them to believe in the work that it takes to be elite at this level, and I think you start to believe when you start to see the results, right? When you start to see it pay off. And we've started to see that a little bit in the spring with some of the women. And then obviously the guys, didn't have a spring season, spring outdoor season. But, I think just this morning, just seeing them work together and them competing with each other, like they're starting to see that, it's a lot of work. It's a full commitment, but when you buy into that process, you buy into the work that it takes. Like, the results are going to come, and there's some talent on both sides of the roster. So, yeah, I think just growth is the biggest thing. We're going to take it meet by meet, practice by practice, try to get a little bit better each day. But really, getting at least believing that we can compete at the Conference USA level.
All right. Good luck, Coach.
All right, appreciate it.